right. Angel. This episode's called Soulless, and that
Hmm.
is because Angel currently does not have a soul.
I was wondering. I was like, is this ever gonna click for me? Why this
Yeah,
is titled that?
yeah. Uh, Spoilers. I fucking love this episode.
Interesting. I didn't love it
Yeah,
as much as I thought heading in.
really. I think it's great.
It seemed like a
Um,
Coney Island the National, like it was like, oh, this can't miss. And then I was like, oh, damn, it was all right. That's all I felt.
Yeah, I added that song to my playlist. I was like, I bet you that grows on me if I hear it a couple more times. Coney Island.
What you should listen to is Maroon again. Every time I've listened to Maroon for
Oh
Midnights,
yeah.
that's gotten better and better
All
and
right,
better and better.
I'll pop that on the list
That's
as well.
really good.
I just added a bunch of like I went back through the albums like and I was like, what songs do I remember fondly that aren't on the playlist?
I love that.
Yeah.
I have one
Uh
that's just all Taylor. That's just every Taylor song
oh, wow.
in a playlist. It helps me like do the ranking. I can find them easier.
Right on. Uh hey, if you want to hear more about Taylor, he Swift tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, about Tortured Poets Department. All right. Elizabeth Craft and Sarah Fain wrote this episode, and I remember feeling very impressed by them at the time. They had only written one episode prior to this, Supersymmetry. They were new to the writing staff, and this episode is all just it's basically a bottle episode of Angel characters talking to one another. And I really thought they got everyone's voices really well and the dynamics like are perfect.
I agree with that.
Um yeah, I it's cool. The director of this episode
It's cool. I
is
didn't know that it was women because the writing for Angel especially is so disgusting. It seemed like a man wrote it, but that is very impressive that they did that.
yeah. Well,
I guess
I
they've
think
experienced a lot of gross men in Hollywood.
exactly. I mean, they work for Joss Whedon.
It's
Um,
true.
so this episode's directed by Samwise Ganji. Is that his name?
I think Gamgee with an M.
Whatever. It's Sean Astin. The actor Sean
Incredible.
Astin directed this episode. He evidently was friends with Douglas Petrie, a Buffy writer, and he was talking about wanting to direct episodic TV. And Petrie gave him this opportunity. He shadowed Tim Minear for like a couple weeks before, and
Is
then
this his first thing he
yeah.
directed?
Well, no, he had directed like a couple little things, but this was like apparently he was trying to start a TV directing career, but it didn't really happen because after this, he only directed one episode of another thing, and that was it.
Damn,
Um,
that sucks.
yeah, he directed an episode of Jeremiah, which was a post-apocalyptic drama from the creator of Babylon 5. Um, it starred Luke Perry and Theo from the Cosby Show.
Hmm. All right.
Mm-hmm. All right. This aired Feb 5, the
He's
night
like fully
after.
in Lord of the Rings at this point too, right? This is
Yes, yeah.
2003. This is
This
crazy.
this is like this episode came out like right after Two Towers was released.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. I didn't know
Uh,
about this part of
yeah,
his career.
it was kind of a big deal, and I was like I hated the Lord of the Rings movies at the time, and I felt weird about it. But
He's just a
and
guy. He's just
I no, I know, and I've liked him in other shit. I was
51st
like,
Date.
well,
That
fuck
didn't
it.
come out yet.
To me, he's the guy from Encino Man. Um, all right, let's hear your thoughts on Soulless.
Okay.
I just feel like the notes aren't going to cover it properly. Like I like every line of dialogue they said in this episode, like
I
every line
definitely
of
didn't
dialogue
write every
anyone
line.
said, I was just like, God, that was good.
No, you're right. I noticed it too. I felt like at a certain point I was thinking like, is every line innuendo? Could every line possibly be like a double entendre? It seemed like that. I was super
Yeah.
impressed. I didn't write down everything, but I was like it, every line was very well thought out, I thought. So But starts out with Connor fights these vampires from Tucson.
Right, right. So like vampires are starting to like flood in from other parts of the country because there's no sun in Los Angeles right now.
Hmm.
So
I thought we fixed it at the end of the episode. Weren't the
that
characters like,
was
oh,
part
the
of
sun's coming back out?
yes, that was
Oh.
part of Angel's perfect daydream.
Daniel, great call. Forgot about
Mhm.
that.
But
Uh,
yeah, so Connor's just out there kicking ass.
he really
Tourists. I
is.
like when he says tourists.
Yeah, and if somebody's got to do it, so it's got to be Connor because Angel's bad and nobody else is doing shit. We're at the hotel. We get Angel's soul in a jar, and then at the end we do a little Geraldo Rivera action, right? There's nothing in there.
Wow.
I
Is
fully thought
is
we were
that
gonna
the
make a joke.
reference to
I thought we were gonna make a joke.
Al Capone's vault or whatever?
That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
I was
funny.
gonna have to be the one to do it. I thought they were
Well,
going to.
well, I'm glad you did. I've never made that reference in
Oh
my
shit.
head. But yeah, that's the soul is in a safe, and by the end of the episode it goes missing. How'd it
Who
go
did it?
missing? Who the fuck did it?
I think Gunn did it. I think he's just pissed off because his girlfriend's
Interesting.
leaving him. Like he's the only one I can see doing anything bad. Why would anyone else do it? How could Angel have done it? Power of persuasion? I don't know. So Angel, he's like singing a creepy song.
Yeah, the teddy bear's picnic.
Oh, never heard that. We get the credits. I have a question. Why is Andy Hallett always a special guest star?
Well, because he hasn't been made a regular yet, but he's in
He's
almost
been on the
every
show for three
episode.
seasons.
Yeah, I honestly think he becomes a regular in like 2 episodes, like really
It's the
soon.
weirdest thing. I
Yeah, like
keep wanting to bring it up, but I never do.
midway through this season, they add him to the credits.
Well, he's earned it. He's, um, we talked to Angelus. He says Angel Schmangel. I like that. That was funny. Wesley says, like, I've been studying you forever, Angel, Angelus, and now I know I can beat you.
I've read
Because
everything ever
I was a
written about
watcher.
you.
You know, he reminds us he was a watcher once.
Yeah.
Well, was he Faith's watcher?
Yeah, well, I mean, Angel brings it up, or Angelus does. He says like all he's going through like all of Wesley's failures, and he says this is an oldie but a goodie. Faith.
I don't remember that.
She turned out great, didn't she?
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
in jail. Yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Don't know why we mentioned that.
What Angela says, what's Angel's deal with Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because his perfect day dream had all those like booby traps and magical swords and shit.
Mm-hmm. True.
Mm.
That was sort of like that. We get mention of bending Fred over the kitchen counter. Oh my god, that's crazy. And Gunn rubbing his bald head on her body. I did write some of this stuff down.
Yeah.
And then we cut. I didn't know this. We cut to them watching in the lobby. They're hearing all this stuff that's being
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
brutal.
expect that.
Just like Gunn and Fred, like
Like, ugh.
watching everything Wesley and Angelus are saying to each other. It's brutal. And Connor and I mean Cordelia is just trying to reinforce that like he takes the truth and twists it. You know, she remembers this from she's the only one of them that has seen Angelus before.
Right. It's crazy. I'm looking at. I wrote so much dialogue down. I don't know if we have to get to everything, but
Please do.
now there's a rack to write home about. Too bad about her personality though. Yap yap yap
Yap,
yap
yap,
yap.
yap, 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 yap.
What's worse, stealing my kid or banging him? All that stuff.
And that reveals to everybody because this is how everybody finds out that
Yeah.
Cordelia and Connor
And Fred,
bang.
like, really judgmental. Like, Cordelia, you wouldn't do that. That's his son. That would be like, oh my god. She's like you would never. And then she realizes she did do it. She's like, oh shit.
Lauren goes like Fred because
Yeah.
he's probably already read it on them.
Right. They don't even have to sing anymore. Apparently, I don't know how he advanced to doing that.
They sing. I mean, you hum a little bit, you hear it. Like Angel
Remember
was
that
just
episode where
saying,
Wesley was like just randomly humming, and was that the one where
yeah,
he stole the baby? And Norm
yes,
realized he was gonna do something evil. That was
yeah, he
cool.
was
Oh, I was
humming a
mostly
little
humming.
lullaby. He was humming like a lullaby
Oh
to the
yeah, fair
baby.
enough.
But yeah, Angel was just singing in the prison cell. So
Yeah, good call.
Lauren probably got something off of that.
Yeah, that's actually good. We mentioned Othello and Desdemona, but Desdemona didn't cheat, didn't wasn't in love with somebody
Yeah.
else. So
God, Othello and Des. They make so. I mean, Angelus loves referencing that Gunn and Fred are an interracial couple.
oh, I didn't even know that's what that meant.
Yeah, yeah. That
I'm not
that
aware of Desdemona.
Othello is the Shakespeare play about a black fella and a white lady getting together. Othello and Desdemona.
Yeah, never knew that.
You,
We
if you're interested, Logan, you could watch the modern remake of Othello, where Othello's a basketball player. It's a teen basketball movie, but you get to learn the story of Othello.
Are you gonna tell me the name, or do I have to
It
look this up myself?
it's called O. It's directed by Tim Blake Nelson, the actor, and
Hmm.
it stars Mekhi Phifer as Othello and Julia Stiles as Desdemona and Josh Hartnett as the bad guy Iago. The bird Iago in Aladdin is named after that Iago.
That's pretty incredible. I wasn't aware of it. I would think a movie called O about basketball player would be about Oscar Robertson, possibly.
Sure,
Not
the big O.
Othello, but they're just doing Othello, but basketball. That's
Yeah.
like Romeo and Juliet, but they had guns, right?
It was right around that time. Like we were doing this with everything. 10 things I hate about you, Taming of the Shrew,
That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then this must be real. They say earlier like Angelus always like uses the truth to like get people's weaknesses or whatever he says. And he mentions like Fred, I hear you at night and I like jerk off to you. Is
I
that real?
know.
That's real. Angel's jerking off to Fred at night.
I don't know that he's jerking off, but he definitely has heard
I bet he has once or
Fred say.
twice.
I would.
I know
Uh,
you would, but Angel's different.
I know. I remember when I first watched this episode, like
There's
when I
also
was
no
in high
blood flow.
school, and I he says that I remember like thinking that was like hot.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
And then a crazy part where Fred's gonna bring him some blood on a little cart. I like that little
Yeah.
thing you push it, but then he kicks it and grabs her neck like he's about to kill her. And then we go to a commercial, and who saves the day? Not Gunn, Wesley.
Yeah,
Wesley
he's
comes
got like
in.
a trank gun.
Yep, gets him 2 shots, takes him down. And originally Fred's like, "Thank you, Gunn. I'm so glad you were here." And then she goes up there and she's like, "Thank you, Wesley. You were the one that really saved me." And
Mm-hmm.
then he kisses her.
And yeah, Wesley's just like,
You
he
shouldn't come
like
in here
just
because I'm gonna
just
kiss you.
got through all this talk with Angelus about Fred, and he's like, you know what, you're fucking right. I'm done with this bullshit. And he just grabs Fred and kisses her. It's pretty steamy kiss. And then Gunn walks in, doesn't see it, but he can tell
Something happened.
the atmosphere of this room is weird.
Why are you? And they were standing pretty close together too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did I say what happened? I don't remember.
No, but I mean, he
She
pretty
even
much.
denied it, right?
Yeah, she does, but he pretty much gleans it, and it leads to a legitimate fist fight between the two of them.
It's true. I like how we would see Angel in the cage, like enjoying the drama that he caused. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm loving it.
I
Remind me of
like that.
Dan Giesling
There's
and Big
there's
Brother.
one where he's like lying on the floor listening to Gunn and Wesley argue upstairs, and he just goes, "That was fast."
He's so good.
I know.
And that's when Fred gets punched. They fight and Fred accidentally gets hit.
Yeah,
So that
yeah. I
sucks.
think she gets elbowed or something.
Yeah. So we notice Connor on the camera. Connor goes down to talk to Angel.
Right, right. Connor gets in and thinks like everyone's still thinking he's connected to the beast or whatever, but everyone's just like still reeling over the information that he fucked Cordelia. So yeah, he goes down there. I love that he tells Angelus that he's his real father.
Right. That was
Yeah.
interesting. I sort of thought he would. He seems like the type to embrace that.
Mm.
We get a line here where Cordelia earlier brought Connor one of Angel's shirts. Well, like when he showed up all bloody from killing
Yeah.
those people, and he says, "Your shirt looks good." my shirt looks good on you, Connor. And Connor says, so did Cordy. I don't like how we're calling her Cordy, by the way. I thought that
We
was like a
always
me
have.
thing in my notes.
No, we've always
Really?
done that. Yeah.
But now we do it all the time. He doesn't even call her Cordelia. He just calls her Cordy. You haven't
I
earned that. You've known her for 2 months.
he goes not as good as Cordy looked on me.
She looks good
And
on
Angel
everyone.
goes, she looks good on everyone. I love that.
Damn.
It doesn't get to him at all. He just
Yeah.
fucking it's so good.
He's probably right too. He says, "Oh, mention Holtz and Darla. Even they wanted nothing. They killed themselves as soon as they
I
could.
know, I know. And he's right. They both killed themselves. Like that's a great example of him. Like they neither one of them killed themselves because they couldn't stand being a parent to.
That's a good twist on it.
But it sounds pretty good. Yeah.
That had me thinking too. Uh,
Hmm.
and it just made me miss Darla so much.
Hmm.
He calls Angelus his real father. And then Cordelia comes down, turns off the camera. She says, "Tell me all about the beast, and in return, you can have me."
Yeah.
The line is, he wants a Mustang. He says, "What's a better ride than a Mustang?" Me.
Me.
Yeah, that was funny. I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but I like that she's saying she's a better ride than a Mustang. I like that. And then we talk about Prussia, 1789. He met the Beast. The Beast tried to recruit him or whatever. There were some
Mm.
women. We need to go find them. We go to
The
Pacoima.
priestesses.
Priestesses. Yeah. So we go there. I didn't understand. I thought they were going to be women, but it's like a whole family. There's like a little boy and a father. I don't know. But everybody's dead. They're all dead. Connor
It's a
throws up.
lineage of priestesses, and like they're pretty much just living like normal people at this point. So I think like the women were, but they have a kid and a husband at this point. So
Right.
yeah, they're all dead anyway.
And Connor saw Daddy's birthday with a heart around it. And that made him really
Yeah,
sad.
and he
So
vomits.
he did. Uh, and then we get attacked by vampires. Wesley runs one over with a freaking car. That was cool.
This felt like pretty standard, just like we don't have this is an episode about talking and being menacing in a cage, so we need to have a couple action scenes in there. It was pretty stock.
It's like the Henry Winkler scream death. We haven't had one in a while. Got to get one in here, or else we've had an hour without a death. You
It
know.
happens a lot. I'm reading all those old Marvel comics. It happens all the time where like you can tell like the writers aren't interested in like the fight scenes in some of the issues. Like they just want to get to the character stuff. But then like a super villain will show up for like 3 pages for like no reason.
Gotta keep the nerds invested. No,
Exactly. Yeah.
they love the character stuff. That's why that's why they read.
Back then there were like they have the letters columns in the comics I'm reading. You can like read what people were saying at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and like there always are a couple of nerds going like, where are all the battles?
You want to read that? I don't. I mean, I guess it's fun, but
No.
whatever. We talk about the shaman. Is that the guy from the last episode? We're gonna bring him back. We're like, we got to get the shaman. I was like, was that the
Oh,
guy
I guess
from?
so. Yeah.
I thought we didn't really touch on that. How did he get out of there?
We just saw him walk away.
We did see that
Yeah.
because he like did the thing on Angel, and then Angel was laughing, and I had a question: how is he gonna get out? And then he was just out this episode. So
Oh yeah, he bailed.
but whatever. And then we go. Cordelia's down there. She says, like, you don't get me because we didn't kill the beast. Like, mission not successful. So I'm not going to give myself over. And then
Yeah,
we go up.
world not saved.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. And we open the safe and the soul isn't in there. Where'd it go? Who took it? Why'd they take it? What's going to happen? Will Frodo direct the next episode? I don't know. Uh,
I do know.
oh,
But
shit.
I'll tell you, I goddamn love this episode. I really do.
Wow.
It's one of my faves. Um, the I maybe even give it a 5.
That's crazy.
Yeah, sorry, but MVP is Boreanaz. I think he's really spectacular in this episode. I mean, a lot of them are though. Like Alexis Denisoff is great in this episode. Chris McCarpenter is great in this episode. Um, my LVP would be like those vampires, I guess.
Just those vampires.
Yeah,
I don't know if that really counts, but I'll
that
agree with you
doesn't
if you're gonna
count.
do it. No, if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it
Fine.
because everyone else is really good. Gun's good, Fred's good,
Yeah,
Cordy's good,
it really.
Connor's
I
good.
mean, I like that they reference Othello in this episode because this episode really does feel sort of Shakespearean. They also mention Oedipus in this episode. It's I don't know. I think it earns those literary connotations.
That's fair enough. Um, who was the LVP? Who'd we go with? Just a
The
random,
vampires.
such a cheat. Whatever. But there's no one in the credits besides the Beast. So where do we rank it? I'll tell you where I rank it. I rank it between Apocalypse Nowish and Quickening. 30.
Mm.
Might be better than Apocalypse Nowish. I don't know.
Yeah, where do I have Apocalypse Nowish?
You have Apocalypse Nowish at number 15 between Sanctuary and Awakening. Spin the Bottle is the next one from this season up there.
Where's that?
10 between Sleep Tight Billy.
Okay. What's under Billy?
Epiphany.
That's where I want it. Between Billy and Epiphany.
So it's your 12, my 30.
Yeah.
All right. And we had some questions, but I don't have the thing pulled up right now. Yes, I do. Uh, franchise update. A Buffy reboot with Sarah Michelle Gellar involved.
Yes.
That's the
Are you
news.
aware of this?
I am. Yeah.
This is apparently happening.
Yeah. Apparently it's real. I've been like hearing rumblings for years. People have been talking about it with
I
her, and she's
know,
like, "Who
but
knows?"
I never bought it, and I've always kind of hoped it wouldn't happen because the idea of Buffy without Joss Whedon really doesn't appeal to me, and I don't know that you could hire Joss Whedon for anything right now. Um,
Still.
but I mean, not this because this was like kind of the set he's known for being a jerk on.
Mhm.
I don't know. It feels strange to me. I'll feel better if I find out that like the writing staff is gonna have like Jane Espenson and David Fury or Doug Petrie, like some of those guys,
That'd be cool.
Marty Noxon maybe. But yeah, the showrunners are just like two random TV writers. I don't remember what they wrote for, but
You think I feel like new Scream movies?
I hope not.
Radio
But
Silence steps in.
yeah, I hope not. But Chloe Zhao
Oh
is
yeah,
attached
weird.
to direct the pilot, which is sort of
She must love Buffy.
interesting.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but how can I complain about that? Academy Award winning director directing the Buffy pilot is cool. I
It
mean,
is
I know
very
she
cool.
did Eternals too, but I don't know if that's her fault.
No,
Um, who are
but I
the
don't like the movies that even people are the one. I haven't seen the writer, right? Did she do the writing?
I did, and I didn't really like that either. But yeah. Oh, Nora and Lila Zuckerman. I guess they're sisters. Um, they let's see, what have they written for? Oh, they've been around for a while. They wrote for Fringe,
Okay.
which I like that show. They wrote for Suits,
Okay.
7 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So they actually have worked with Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
That sort of makes me feel a little more comfortable. 4 episodes of Prodigal Son, which was a show I really liked and got canceled. I would love to rewatch that someday. And they wrote 1 episode in that first season of Poker Face.
Okay. The Ryan Johnson show.
Yeah, and I remember their episode. It was very good. So potential. There's potential.
What if they
All we
named an
know,
episode Potential?
well,
because
they'd
they
be
can't do that.
reusing a name. Yeah, it's great that Sarah Michelle Gellar is back. I'm excited about that. I'm waiting for news of who else is in there, but I don't want to speculate now because you don't know who like survives the series and shit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't even like finding out Sarah Michelle Gellar was back, honestly.
yeah, fair enough.
So he Josh says again about we'll go Buffy first. Was SMG just sick, so they worked it into the plot? I'm sick right now, so this feels very relatable. Was she sick
Yeah,
this episode? I don't really remember that.
you didn't notice that? Like, Sarah
What
Michelle
happened?
Gellar sounds awfully croaky in this episode. She's definitely not 100%.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
He says, "What do shows even do when actors are sick?"
they ride around it usually.
Yeah, or just act not sick. You're an actor, motherfucker. Act. That's what I would say.
Sometimes their voice is different. Like a lot,
Act.
certain actors can power through, but like if you've got like a cold, like sometimes
Hey,
you could
Jordan
tell.
has the flu game. Everybody's got to just power through.
I actually watched an episode of Veronica Mars recently, and I was like, I think Kristen Bell's got a cold in this one.
But she just powered through.
Yeah, she did.
That's good. You guys, this Warren Kennedy Willow plot line, I don't know. It had potential, but it didn't work for me. Maybe they tried to force too much into half of an episode. The other stuff was good this ep, even
I
though
did
my
notice. I did like she does not turn into Warren until like 20 minutes into the episode, and I was like, wait, so all this shit happens in 20 minutes? It
yes,
it
it
is
does.
pretty rushed.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this episode. It was weird. I felt like it was so much shit. Like more than any other episode. There was just so many balls in the air. It felt like even though my Giles idea got debunked. Yeah. Amy is mean. It doesn't appreciate the gravity of what she's meddling with. Well, now she's off the show. You won't have to deal with that anymore. Angel, today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. What does that mean?
Teddy Bear's Picnic. I told you that's the song he was singing.
Oh my goodness. Wow. How did he know that?
I don't know.
He's a big
I
fan.
wouldn't have. I looked it up.
Yeah, that's crazy. Skip Skulnick is back co-producing. Is this actually a person?
Yes.
Okay, the way Angelus caught Fred was so obvious and avoidable. What are we doing? The way Angelus caught Fred?
When he held her against the blood
Oh,
thing.
I disagree. I thought that was he did a good job there.
Yeah, Josh.
I was like, oh, great strategy. We're thinking Connor made off with the soul, right? Oh,
Oh,
any other
that's his theory.
ideas, Logan?
Logan thinks gun.
Yeah, gun out of jealousy said I'm gonna cause chaos, but that makes sense too. But I feel like Connor's making a face turn the way when he saw the family and got all sad. That made me think Connor face turn.
But he also seems like he wants Angel to be Angelus.
Oh yeah, you're my father. Holy shit, that makes too much sense. Great job, Josh. Uh, Angel made an allusion to Oedipus Rex, a play that I read in high school because Dan bet me $10 I wouldn't. Wow.
I have no memory of this.
Well, it happened apparently. Then I won double or nothing on a Monopoly game, and he bought us Papa John's. You remember that?
No,
Double or
I
nothing.
I really don't. And I gotta say, I don't know why I would choose to go double or nothing on a Monopoly game. I don't think I've ever won Monopoly in my entire life. That's a game like I like the journey. It's fun to play, but I'm not good at it.
I've never finished one. It's
Oh,
a lot of work.
I do it, man.
I think you've said
But
you've done a lot.
yeah, I can lock into a game of Monopoly, but I mean I was dumb. Like if I lost $5 and then Josh was like, I'll give you $10 if you could beat me in Monopoly. I shouldn't have agreed to
Yeah, man. Well,
that.
maybe you had recently learned the strategy. You were wanting to test it out. You're like, oh, now I know how to do it.
Well,
But
whatever
double or
strategy I
nothing.
had evidently did not work.
Yeah. Can you be good at Monopoly?
Yeah, I think so.
There are people that are just really good at
I
it.
think you have to be good with money, and I'm not.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess that's true. He now I pay him $5 a month for this, but the joke's on him because this whole podcast thing is effing priceless with a little heart.
Oh, that's sweet,
That is
Josh.
sweet.
Love Josh.
And then Joshua Cole says, "I hate this last season of Buffy. So I'm going to talk about the Vampire Diaries instead. Oh my goodness. It's great, Dan. You love it. And its sequel, Deities, the originals, is also fantastic. The
Deities?
sequel Deities, the originals. Deities? I guess it's called the originals. You ever hear of that?
Yeah, I have.
That's
Yeah,
a prequel to the Vampire Diaries, apparently. Fun fact: Piranha 3D's Stephen McQueen had his final puberty between seasons. Grew about 8 inches, gained about 30 pounds, and was so handsome that production felt they had to address it and wrote it into the plot. It was
in
wild.
Vampire Diaries. That's
Or the
wild.
originals.
No, I read that he was in Vampire Diaries.
Oh
Um,
yeah, you said that.
I do need to watch that. It's dumb that I haven't. It's a fucking Kevin Williamson show about vampires, starring a guy from Lost. Like, why didn't I watch that?
It's
It
true.
I tuned into the first episode, thought it was weak, and just never watched it again. But there's a million pilots that suck that turn into good shows, and I'm patient with them. I don't know what it was about that show that I just didn't connect with. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I will not go to my grave without having watched the Vampire Diaries. You can count on that.
You could die today. You can't say that.
I'll then that'll be my final thought. If I die today,
God damn it. I didn't
I
watch
fucked
it.
up. I didn't watch Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch if I like Vampire Diaries, I'll watch the originals. And I think, am I wrong that there was a third show that only ran like one season?
I'm not aware of this. I knew about those two.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All
Okay.
right.
I'm not stopping you.
Vampire Diaries. Wow, 8 seasons, 171 episodes. That is a
That's a
lot.
lot.
That is a whole lot, bro. Um, did he not say legacies instead of
No,
deities?
no. Sequel
Okay,
deities.
I guess the originals are deities. So there's the originals that ran for 5 seasons, 92 episodes. 92 episodes with a spin-off. God, it
Jeez.
is quite a commitment.
Was that like
And
Angel?
yeah, yeah. But this is what I was talking about. There's another show called Legacies.
Mm.
And that show ran for 4 seasons, 68 episodes. What the fuck?
They couldn't even get 69. What a mistake by them.
Yeah, I should have done one more for sure. All
A
right.
clip show.
Clip just to get that number. All right. So yeah, I got it. Maybe this is the year.
All right. He's gonna, yeah, that'd be fun. I
Yeah.
mean, I would watch Vampire Diaries. We can do that on
I
ham
mean,
watching here. We can talk
I've got
about.
a lot of like current shit that I'm catching up with right now. Currently watching Silo. I'm gonna watch 911 Lone Star after this. But like next time I have like a space, I will start Vampire Diaries.
Okay. A blank space
Right,
to
right.
reference our queen,
Yeah.
Taylor. What is next week? Are we
Oh
watching
yeah.
Buffy or are we watching Angel?
We're watching both.
Okay, good.
Um Next week we've got episode 14 of Buffy, and that is called First Date.
Oh, Kennedy and Willow's first date. That'll be very cute.
Okay. Okay. And we episode 12 of Angel is called Calvary.
I have no idea. We're bringing in the cavalry.
I think it's a biblical thing. Like that it would be bringing in the cavalry.
Oh, what's
But
Calvary?
I think it might be like a place in Bible land.
Damn.
Yeah.
Probably sounded really dumb just then. I mean, nothing
That's
new.
okay.
But
That's okay. But yeah, then the following week is 2 Buffys, and then the week after that's 2 Angels. So
okay.
get
Cavalry is a
ready.
military unit of soldiers who fight on horseback or in motor vehicles.
Oh, okay. Now I maybe I sound stupid.
Oh wait, no, that's cavalry.
There you go. What's
I
Calvary?
That's what I looked up. Okay. Uh was a site immediately outside Jerusalem's walls where, according to Christianity's four canonical gospels, Jesus was crucified. So he was crucified at Calvary.
There you go.
Oh, all right. Great job. So that'll be we'll we'll find out like the we'll crucify the demon or something. I
The
don't know.
beast.
The beast. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
Yeah. All right. So first date and Calvary next week on Buffy's Angels. Keep it parked here. All right. Uh so you know how Angel sometimes late at night he listens to Fred and Gunn fucking and he jacks off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes at the end of these episodes, I like to jack out.